Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good to see you. I will start with prayer. We thank you, Lord, for the number of people that are rising up across this great continent of ours. We thank you that people are waking up, they are seeing what is being done, and they are standing up against it. We thank you, Lord, for that movement, and we ask that it will continue and that more people will stand up and be strong. Thank you so much. I'm going to start with a quote by Johann Wolfgang van Goethe, I think is how you pronounce it. None are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free. We have a lot of people still who think they're free and have absolutely no idea what's going on. They are very much enslaved. And I want to share with you some information I got from Nation First, Citizen Go, great source of information. And I think probably this might be all I'll share today, but this is just mind-blowing. The Victorian Civil and Administrative Tribunal have taken a Dr. Gareth Code, they've got onto him and charged him. He's a Christian GP in Melbourne, and they have charged him with being guilty of professional misconduct. It's not for the treatment of his patients. He's never had one single complaint in his professional career. It is for his personal beliefs that he has put online, which have nothing to do with the medical field whatsoever. And yet he's looking at being deregistered for his own personal beliefs. This is Australia's new heresy trial. Unreal. So VCAT went back through 12 years of his posts and picked out the ones that they considered too offensive or unbalanced for public tolerance. In other words, they don't go along with the woke agenda, so we will quite possibly take your career away from you. His posts were also behind privacy settings, so it's not like many people saw them. It was only his own private posts. So none of it had anything to do with his work as a doctor, but it's triggered the possibility of him being deregistered. So Christian and conservative professionals are being punished for their personal beliefs. But in doing this, they didn't just suspend a doctor, they have suspended the truth. And that's a very deep statement when you think about it. They didn't suspend a doctor, they suspended the truth. The ability for him to think as he wishes to think. Things like men cannot become women, he had on his posts. Well, so do we. We all agree with that. It's an impossibility. That the COVID mandates were a tyranny. Well, that's all coming out in the open anyway. We know that it was a tyranny. And he had an article entitled, "Instead of traditional warfare, the Chinese military will now be trained to shout wrong pronouns at American troops." Come on. I mean, we can laugh, but it's very serious. What do you do when you're in the middle of the battlefield? Excuse me, what's your pronoun? Are you a they and it? What the heck is this world coming to? So he didn't commit malpractice, he committed wrong think. And now I like that word. He committed wrong think. That's what they're teaching all our students and in universities. They're not teaching them how to think, they're telling them what they must think. So, your Facebook post could cost you your career. I'm glad I've retired. So, let's have a question for everyone out there. We know here where we stand. What about you people out there? How long are you prepared to be silent? We are now in a country where a meme can destroy your life, and don't think it's not coming to you. because that's the plan. Their plan is if they burn one man publicly, the rest will fall into line through fear. That's exactly what happened with COVID. Fear-mongering. People fell into line. Not many now. I can tell you what, they try and bring those masks back, they'll have a lot more trouble. So we need to stand up. We need to speak up. We will not apologise for what we choose to believe. We are permitted to believe whatever we want to believe. That is our human right. No one is going to tell us what to believe. We can even believe something wrong if we want to, but we will not be told what to believe. We will not apologise for what we choose to believe, and we will never pretend that silence is safer than truth. Truth will always win, and it is coming out. What are we leaving our children and our grandchildren if we choose that silence is better than truth or safer than truth? What are we leaving them? My love for my family is what keeps me going, and I think each one of you would say the same thing. I don't ever want my grandchildren looking at me with fear in their eyes because of the world they are having to endure and say to me, Grandma, why didn't you do something? Never. That would be probably my worst nightmare. If I chose that silence is safer than truth, and then I have my grandchildren saying, Grandma, why didn't you do something? Well, we are doing something, all of us. We are all standing for the truth, and we are doing it for our future generations. Just remember, coercion is not consent. Silence is not safer than the truth. Governments do not rule by force. They rule because people comply and don't think for themselves. It's time to stop complying and stand together. What can I do? Said 26 million Australians. Well, the number of people who are asking that and standing up is growing daily. We can see that by the response to our posts. What's exciting about the views we're having on our posts and our reels is the fact that people are wanting to know. They are prepared to listen and they want to know. And there's very rarely a negative comment. I did get called Evan Granny, who hasn't got a clue what she's talking about, but I've got broad shoulders, I don't really care. And the thing we find is that people who cannot bring evidence to us that what we're saying is wrong, which they can't because we evidence everything we say, but if they can't come back with us with evidence to prove us wrong, all they have is to be nasty. That's all they've got left. Well, bring your evidence or just butt out, because what you're saying is not worth listening to. Tell us the truth or don't say anything at all. So that is what I've got for today. I think that's powerful and I think everybody needs to know it. So thank you, everyone.